This is Matt Smith, and this is the glove review on the Yours, Mine, Away podcast.
Let's go through your gloves. These are Aaron's current gloves that he wears. What size are you?
8.
Right, so this is mental that, like, Aaron's an inch taller than me. I wear size 11 gloves, but obviously, like we've said, I wear spines in mine, so that does make the fingers a bit tighter. But my gloves are based on, all gloves you measure on width. There is on the back of every glove packet, there's a stupid little measuring device.
Don't know how
it does not work.
Never seen anyone try to do it. Never.
And it wouldn't compute because everybody's hands are individual.
It's like feet. So the sizes run like feet. So you have 8s, 8.5s, 9s.
Do you ever find being you're an 8 in your left and an 8 and an 8.5?
That could happen.
That can happen. That can happen. So the top keepers will have
you included.
A few years ago, Salesy tried to make me a glove. So he measured both my hands. So they'll be bespoke to me. There might be a time when you've got a hand size bigger. People have it in boots where they have an 8.5 and an 8 or whatever. So mine are really weird. I've got a wrist size of an 8, a width size of a 10, and a finger size of a 9. My biggest problem with gloves is like the excess latex. I'm an 8, so these are nice and tight. But there's just something about them. They haven't changed them for a while, which has been really good for me because it's the worst thing in the world when they get changed.
Yep, and then they are constantly changing. Every time there's a new pair of football boots, you'll get the new colourway as well, won't you? And they will want Aaron to match all of these sort of things. But every season, would you say they change the style of the glove?
They've tried to. So they've had this style for 18 months now, and they will change it again probably at the end of this year. But luckily, the past few changes have just sort of been the backhand. So the ones before had the spikes, where these have got like more of the rubbery bits.
Similar to the Predator boots.
Yeah. But before that, they were straps. Now you can still get the straps, but
you can get the ones that are higher up your wrist as well.
Yeah.
Your preference is you don't like the straps anymore, or?
So, to me now, I would feel real weird wearing the strap. I think you give me a week, I'd be fine.
Yeah.
Because you're not concentrating on it. But so when I do this...
Yeah, you don't have any gaverage
there.
No,
there's nothing there. But yeah, so I just there's 2 different versions. So these are the hybrids, Predator Pro hybrids, which have like sort of the extra latex on the back of the fingers.
When I first started coming through, there was an Adidas glove called Adidas Fingertips, right? And
so that's these.
So that is them now. That is like the new version.
So these are the fingertips.
So when I first started playing in goal, and like not my first ever pair of gloves, but when I went full time, I loved the Adidas Fingertips. And then Edwin van der Sar came on the scene with his finger saves, and I was like, I'm wearing them because he wears them.
So these are the fingertips. So they've always had like the finger saves, and then they've had sort of 2 others, which are the fingertips, which are now the hybrids.
Are the tips to offer a level of more protection, more grip, or just...
I think it's just more of a design.
It's a design. Yeah. Also, when your finger is in them, you can feel the end of them, and when you bend your finger, you actually feel like you've got extra grip inside. It's a weird like psychological thing, but you're like, oh, I can really pull my hand in. So if you're making a fist, or even if you're clawing one away, you're like, I've got a bit extra here. Instead of them being a flat palm and like you making a fingertip save, sometimes they would twist and you're not quite catching it with the latex.
And that's probably the main difference between the 2 are the fingers. So these are sort of like tucked in.
They're not a roll finger, they're like a hybrid between a flat palm with a roll finger top.
And the other ones don't have this on the back, and they are literally flat palm, and they're a lot thinner. So you see Kepa, Melier, I'm an absolute freak. I'll probably tell you what every Premier League goalie wears gloves.
But see, look, this is the thing with goalkeepers. We fantasize about gloves. We smell, like I've said it before, we smell them, we touch them. Literally, you play against someone else, right? And you shake their hand after the game. The first thing you do is look at their gloves. Yeah. You go, all right, mate. Oh, you got them ones.
Yeah.
And like, we're weird.
Yeah. I think there's me and Jose Sarr at Wolves who wear these. Emi Martinez wears the pros. So does Melier.
His hands look massive in them. Yeah. Like his must be an 11 or 12.
I think me and Sarr, I think are the only sort of 2 who wear just like standard ones. Like the ones you can buy.
Yeah, non-customs, yeah.
So a lot of the others have got straps. They'll have little adjustments for the thumbs and everything. But I've been quite fortunate. Same with boots. Like I can put them on and wear them and I'll be fine.
Yep.
How often do you go through new gloves then?
Yeah. This latex is really, really soft. We get, so there's 3 or 4 colourways a year. I'll get 30 pairs per colourway. I'll wear a fresh pair for every game because the latex is so soft. So this is a pair I wore last week. So I wore Brentford, I wore these, and I wore 3 sessions with England.
Mate, they look weathered.
So that is technically, he's worn them for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
You work that out, right? That is not a lot of value for money. But what they do for that one game and that feeling and confidence that you have in that glove for that one game, you're like,
well, you're not going to get that durability and that quality.
No. There's been times where people have come up to me and said, what gloves do you wear? Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to buy them for my son or daughter. And I'll probably see them a month later, they've ripped.
But you can buy different versions of each glove.
Of course.
Adidas, they will sell a high level one, a medium, and a low. And the low ones are designed.
Like the boots, right?
Yeah, exactly. They are designed to last a lot longer, a lot more durable, and you'll get more value for money. But you won't get the level of performance that
For as
Aaron
long.
will get from his.
Especially for the kids who train on Astro.
Yeah.
They're just literally. So these are covered in
The plastic sheeting,
plastic
yeah, it's like a cellophane
cellophane.
sheeting.
It's to preserve the latex because I could have this pair of glove for the whole year. I'm trying to find. So you have to peel it off, and the latex is that soft.
That if you pull the laminate off too quickly or too vigorous, you can take a little bit of the latex off.
You peel it off. So I don't let anyone touch it.
There's a bit there. Look. As a goalkeeper, before a game or before a training session, I have sat in dressing rooms for ages.
I do it all the time.
Do you
all
sit on the
time.
coach on the way to a game?
No, so I do it on the my match gloves. I'll do on the Friday and wash them and stuff.
What's your typical pre-match, like into a game? So on a Friday, you'll wear that pair of gloves.
No, just in case they do rip.
So how do you break them in? You would give them a little wash.
I wash them.
Yeah.
So I'll have 2 pairs of the orange, and then sort of my training pairs, which will either be old ones or the old colourways.
By wash, he doesn't mean use soap or a brush.
Just water.
Just use water and rub your hands together, and then you rub it on a towel to take that like coating.
Yeah, so
there's like a powdery feeling that you get off them when you first wash them.
Like
Yeah,
a
it's
chemicals to
So
preserve everything.
you literally put them under water, you rub them together, you rub on a towel, and you rinse and repeat.
Right, so yeah, so just going back to it, so I peeled the latex off just a little bit. That's how soft they can be. So yeah, water, I'll either put my hands in or just rub them together. These will last a lot longer when they're wet, but I don't like them too wet. So I'll do that sort of the Thursday and then wash them, like just rinse them again on the Friday, and then
Good to go Saturday.
good to go Saturday.
Do you leave them overnight in a towel or just
No.
out to dry?
Just air.
Yep, that's
Not-
it. I'm in the same. Yep.
No, not warm.
Nowhere
Not
near a
towel.
radiator. That dries them
Yeah.
out.
And then it's down to me on the Saturday. Sometimes I'll wear them for the volleys, half volleys, a few dives, take them off.
Put
and
on a training pair.
Training pair.
Yep.
Or sometimes if they feel a little bit
Not ready to
not
wear.
ready, I'll just completely wear them for the warm up, and then they'll be good to go. You're catching so many balls, so that's typically what it was. I used to wear them on a Friday, but I used to get so conscious that if in case
Damaging them.
yeah, I've got like a little thing where if I've got a little bit of latex, I know a lot of people like to wear them.
Yeah, I don't. I'm like
yeah.
you. I've got
Ben Foster
OCD. If they look damaged,
Yeah.
I'm like
I can't wear them.
They're not 100%.
No, the same, exactly the same. But Ben Foster likes the little bits of greys, and because he knows then they've been worn. Bernd Leno wears Puma, he wears Spines, and in between like our little goalie area in the pitches is like like the red bricks, little
like
pebbles.
ash, red ash. It's called.
Rubs his hands all over it, and I'm like, I showed him after a training session like they were pretty.
What would happen
knackered.
to yours?
Did it, and there's just holes. But it's like that's what he likes. He likes to feel. I like mine to be just wet and looking nice. He likes his to feel rough and not too wet. He likes his like that. So
What a save from Mark Howard.